What's going on YouTube? 65 Rider here, coming back to you with another video. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys the top 5 things that I hate about this bike. But first, let me show you one thing that I absolutely do not hate about this bike, and that's the sound of this Crossplane 4 engine. Isn't this one of the best motorcycles you've ever heard? Alright, let's hit the road. So it's funny, we actually went on a morning Sunday group ride today, and then just now I was sitting here doom scrolling on my Instagram, and I saw that there's a bike meet literally like 10 minutes from my house. So I was like, you know what, weather's beautiful, it's a nice opportunity to make a video for you guys and go out and, you know, maybe meet some people or whatever, and take the bike out to the bike meet. So, just like you saw in the intro, the topic of this video, we're going to talk about the top 5 things that I hate about my 2024 Yamaha MT-10. And listen, man, I had to search hard to find these things. These didn't really come easy for me because there's not a lot to hate about this bike. It's almost perfect. There's just these little quirks that make it a little bit annoying, but nothing. What's that guy doing on the sidewalk, my dude? But nothing that is too serious where it's like I would not buy the bike because of it. Like absolutely nothing at all. These are like things that I'm like literally nitpicking on. And by the way, this is in no particular order, but we'll basically go based on the things that I don't know, things that come to my mind as far as the top 5. Number 1, let's start with number 1. The fuel economy on this bike is absolute garbage for a motorcycle. No wonder they call it the MT-10. But as you guys know, this is a liter bike. And with any liter bike, you're gonna be riding it like this. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see here, but it says the average fuel economy is 27.6 miles per gallon. That's less than some cars, yo, which is insane. That's literally less than some cars nowadays. You can get cars that have 35, 40 miles per gallon that aren't even fully hybrid or electric or whatever. So one thing that I always find myself at the gas station. And every single ride that we go, because we usually do like pretty long rides here, especially living in South Florida. Every ride we do, I always start at the gas station and end the ride at the gas station in prep for the next ride, if that makes sense. But then again, it's not that big of a deal because I didn't buy this bike for commuting. I didn't buy it to save on fuel. I literally bought it because I love this platform and because it's one of the best bikes ever made. There you go, I said it. One of the best bikes ever made. Number 2, also related to fuel, and I'll show you this in a little bit more depth, but this guy right here, the fuel gauge is absolutely terrible. As you can see it right here, it is absolute garbage. And the reason for that is because it goes from full to half to 1/3 of a half to 2/3 of a half and 3/3 of a half, if that makes sense. Which is pretty ridiculous. I think it's a major design flaw for whoever actually designed this fuel gauge at Yamaha over in Japan, because it's so annoying, you guys. Anytime you get on the bike and I see it like that, I'm like, oh shit, I'm full. But you know, there's no way for me to find out that I'm actually not full. And then, you know, I'd start my ride, I meet up with the guys, we're at the gas station, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna fill up because I have a full tank. And then kickstands up, hit the road, 5 miles down the road, and all of a sudden it says, boom, half. You only have half a fuel tank left. And that's pretty ridiculous and pretty annoying if you ask me, man. But when you do this and you fucking twist the throttle like that, it really doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter whatsoever. So that's definitely something that really annoys me about the bike, because like I don't understand why they couldn't make it where it's like full tank, 3/4 full, half a tank, 1/4 full. yeah, I don't understand why they couldn't make it that way, and just to remove all the guesswork from it. Like, why are you making me go through all that work to figure out whether or not I have a full tank? Come on, Yamaha, do better. For those of you that have Yamaha MT-10s, does this bother you as well? Write your opinion down in the comments below. I'm curious to know if it's just something that annoys me or if it annoys everybody else as well. I initially thought this was a Gen 2 thing only. I didn't think the Gen 1 had this issue, but my boy Ali has a Gen 1 and he struggles as well. Same exact thing. Again, just a little nuisance. It's not that bad, honestly. You can get over it, but it's kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Alrighty, number 3 with the top 5 things that I hate about my 2024 Yamaha MT-10 is the fact that you can't go into cruise control unless you're on 4th gear, which is kind of annoying because, like, what if I want to put cruise control going, I don't know, 40 miles an hour? Are you serious? You're going to let me be in 4th gear at 40 miles an hour? Like, look at this. I'm on 1st. Click on the cruise. Engage it. Nothing. Okay. I'm at 40 already. I'm on 2nd gear. Engage it. Nothing. I'm on 3rd gear. Engage it. Nothing. 4th gear, okay, I'm at 50 miles per hour. Now you engage it, now it's cruising. I don't understand this. Again, this might be something that doesn't bother other people, but coming from a Harley Davidson, where you can put your cruise control going like literally 25, 30 miles an hour at 1st gear or 2nd gear, you're able to do that. And so that was something that kind of annoyed me when I first got the bike. Just because you gotta cruise like super low in the RPMs. Like, you'll see I'm at 4,000 or 4,200 RPM right now, going 50 miles an hour. And so it's kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Again, not a deal breaker. None of these things are deal breakers, bro, because this is, in my opinion, the best bike ever made. I don't know if, you know, in the ECU flash or anything like that, there's something that you can do to override it, where you can make it engage sooner as far as the cruise control goes, but it's definitely kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So here it is, we're pulling up to this bike meet. It's hosted by Clean My Ride LLC, which is a car wash, and it happens at this Shell gas station on Lyons and Lantana. This is a pretty sad bike meet. There's not a lot of people. Washed. Some people over there. What's up? What's up? Alright, let's pull up. We'll pull up, park the bike, and see what's going on here. Yamaha R3. Some sort of Honda, I'm not sure what it is, but we'll see. Look at this little kid fucking wheeling, bro. That's sick. Alright, let me see what's up and I'll let you guys know. Oh, what's that Beamer? It's like a Supermoto BMW. That's cool. I need to check that out. Well, that was kind of a fail. It is Super Bowl tonight, and so, yeah, people would rather watch a bunch of dudes running after a ball rather getting out and doing some man stuff. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, yeah, to wrap up this video, number 5, you guys, number 5.
Just then.
What's up, guys? Okay, I totally messed up and I skipped from the 3rd most thing that I hate about the bike to the 5th most thing, and I totally skipped on number 4. So let's go ahead and do it now. Unfortunately, I can't be on the bike because this is what the bike looks like right now. See, everything is kind of apart. Basically, I took out my ECU to send it out to the folks over at Two Wheel Dyno Works to get it flashed, and so unfortunately I can't do number 4 on the bike, so I'm gonna do it here in the garage, and then we'll go back to the video with the finisher, which is number 5, and it's one of the most annoying things, so stick around for that. Anyway, number 4, this is your mode button. You have 4 modes on the bike. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, with 1 being the most aggressive and 4 being the least aggressive, which is pretty much rain mode or whatever. One annoying thing about it is that you cannot change your modes while riding. You have to actually be fully stopped to be able to change from mode 1 to mode 2, or 2 to 3 or whatever. And the annoying thing about that is, let's say you're on mode 3 and you jump on the highway and you have like an hour ride or whatever, you're stuck. You cannot change it because you have to be fully stopped in order for you to change the mode. So in a situation like that, you'd have to pull off on the shoulder or something like that to be able to change the mode, which is pretty annoying, you guys. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below if that's something that would annoy you about the bike or if it's something that's normal. All other bikes that I've had that have had modes, you're able to change the mode while you're going. Anyway, let's get back to the video and talk about number 5. See ya.
Guys, number 5 of the things that I hate about this motorcycle is the steering stem lock. Yes, the steering stem lock, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. We'll hit up a parking lot here shortly, but basically it's super freaking wide and it's kind of annoying, man. Alright, so let's do this, okay? I want to see how wide this is, counting parking spots. Usually parking spots are about, I don't know, 9 feet, maybe? 9 feet, so here's what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to close the steering stem all the way, and we're going to go and see how much. Usually like a good one would be exactly 2 parking spots. And look at this, it goes way over, bro. Way over. I even had a narrower turn radius on my big ass road glide. But this bike, bro, look at it. You go all the way past the freaking past the second lane, man, which is crazy. So like this thing doesn't really, like, it doesn't cause any issues once you're out and about and once you're riding or in the twisties. Like, no issues there whatsoever. No issues when you're going, you know, in a straight line, obviously. The only issue, or like when you're trying to do some, you know, slow speed maneuvering, like, you know, trying to take a U-wee. Like, look how wide that shit is, bro. Look how wide that shit is. This is crazy. That's crazy, because a lot of times, like, well, now I got used to it, but at first, when I bought the bike, it was like super new to me, and I'd be like at a traffic light trying to make a U-turn, and you know, I like to do like super tight U-turns, and so I'd always like get a little bit of jolt or like a surprise once I hit the lock, because I'm like, oh man, I'm not used to this. And I think that might be the case for a lot of sport bikes, but just because of, you know, my background and the bikes that I typically ride, let's see. And the bikes that I typically ride, it's usually a wider turn radius. But again, you guys, I'm literally nitpicking things to hate about this bike. I honestly love everything about it. Those 5 things that I mentioned were just like little nuisances or little annoyances, but nothing that, you know, you can't live with or get used to. Like the gas gauge thing, who cares now? Like, after you get used to your bike and learning it more and living with it, you get to know exactly when you would put in gas versus when you wouldn't. Anyway, I'm gonna go ride into the sunset right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a quick one, but if you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more content. Those things are cool. What's up, guys? Oh man, his chain, holy moly. Jeez, his chain is like dragging all over the place. But yeah, subscribe for more content, hit that like button, let me know what you guys want to see on the MT-10. I'm having so much fun with it, you guys. Put them in the comments below. Let me know if there's, for those of you that do have an MT-10, let me know what are some things that bother you about the bike, if you agree with my list, or if there are other things that I should be paying attention to. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, peace. Later, y'all.